Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the today class, the law of property, or property law, we can say in other words. But the act itself says the law, the Transfer of Property Act, which deals with the law of property. Yes, that the people are joining one after another. I could see them. Yes, that please read what I posted on the screen. Anyone, so that I could know that you are watching me and you are with me. I am with you. Please hurry up. Please hurry up. I could have to see the voice from your side. Otherwise, I could not see it because I already told you that my legs are fettered, my hands are handcuffed, my tongue is tied. If I could not hear the voice from your side, yes, anybody can speak and say that, sir, we are hearing you, or you can say what I posted on the screen. Any one of it. See, this is becoming a daily routine practice should be there for the people to say that, please say that unless until that I could not move it and nobody could have to make it out, even a Rabinathavas, that the Rabinathavasum also there, Jai Bharati is there, Syed Rasul is there, Venkateshwara Kirta is there, but nobody come forward to say that, yes sir, we are hearing you and we could see the what you posted on the screen. No noise from you, no voice from you. At least you can chat if you could not speak, so that I could know that you are hearing me or not. It is becoming a routine practice. Yes, anybody, either you can chat, you can say me that so that I could go further. Otherwise, I told you that my hands are handcuffed, my legs are fettered, my tongue is tied. Anyone can speak, so that you could, I could see that you are present and we are traveling the same boat. Not, I did not hear the voice, anyone. I am sure that my microphone is working and my speakers also working. My earphone also working because I could get the sound of it. Yes, it's working. Both are working, no doubt at all. Jai Bharati, you can speak or you chat, any one of it. Either you speak or chat. Instead of wasting my time, please do the same thing which I told you. I am not sure that you are not a learner now to learn the things how to mute and how to unmute. Yes, anyone? You can chat if you could not able to speak, you can chat because I could see your chat also. Are you hearing me or not? To everyone, no, nothing, no reply. I got it. I did not get any reply. I am not hearing you. Please speak loudly. Anyone can speak. Sir, we are hearing you and please proceed. So you are wasting my time. See, the time is now, it becomes 6 minutes
Sir,
or
hearing,
over.
sir.
Oh, so much time that why do you take and killed my 6 minutes time unnecessarily, Okay, come to the point. That's the same thing. Either you, I told you chart. Neither you charted nor you did anything. Anyway, late is better than never. See, as soon as I start my class, you should see that the good morning or good evening, or whatever it may be there, so that I could know that you are speaking with me. So now let us come back to our yesterday class that we are dealing. In the yesterday class, we are dealing that because the slide which I want to make it out. Yes, that slide is 14 or 15. Let me see. So at least read that what I posted on the day. Good morning. The World's Television Day. Today is the 21st November 2020. The Professor Dr. Muhammad Sahibusan, that is, they posted it. Instead of wasting my time, let me go further. So this is the thing which I did in my yesterday class. That is Amendment 1929, where the future maintenance is added. That is small d is put it over there. That non-transferable, even that thing also not transferable, which means future maintenance is not transferable according to the section 6 of the Transfer of Property Act. There are total 10 exceptions are there where the property cannot be transferred. That what we discussed yesterday. Then the further classes that I will make it on the next slide. What it says. Yes. The next slide says over there, small d is concerned, that is the section 6 and class D, all interest in property restricted in its enjoyment to the owner personal cannot be transferred by him. That is section D says. I repeat, all interest in property restricted in its enjoyment to the owner personally cannot be transferred. A person who is enjoying certain things himself, but that thing he cannot be enjoyed. Yes. Can anyone send for the honeymoon proxy? Yes. Give me the answer. Please give me the answer to my question. If you did not understand the question, you can tell me. Unmute and speak.
హనీమూన్ ట్రిప్ సార్
హనీమూన్ కి ఎవరైనా నేను పోలేనురా కొంచెం బిజీగా అరే నువ్వు పోరా అని
నో సార్
ఎందుకంటే అది పర్సనల్ యాక్ట్ కాబట్టి వి కెనాట్ బి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్డ్. ఆర్ యు ఫాలోయింగ్ మీ?
yes sir.
Yes, very good. Small dd is concerned a right to future maintenance in a whatsoever manner arising, secured or determined cannot be transferred. అరే మా నాయన నాకు రోజుకు రూపాయి ఇస్తున్నాడు. ఓకే, దట్ ఇస్ ఏ కాంట్రాక్ట్. కెన్ ఐ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ద రూపాయి టు మై సిస్టర్? నాయన నాకు ఇయ్యక నా చెల్లెకి ఇవన్నీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేయొచ్చా?
చెయ్యొచ్చు సార్.
Unless until the father agrees. Father made an agreement with the son that I am going to give the daily 1 rupee if you go to the school daily. That agreement with the father and mother, let you presume it. Of course, there is a social agreement. It cannot be enforced in the court of law. But and such a thing, a person who is enjoying it, he could not transfer it unless the father agrees to that one. That same thing which I future maintenance ఇప్పుడు వైఫ్ కి ఇచ్చిన అనుకోండి, నాకద్దు నా చెల్లెకి ఏంటి అంటే it cannot be transferred over there because chelle is not the wife. What I want to say is, yes, that is the thing which I want to make it out. Then we'll see the next slide is concerned. Yes, right to sue, that is the E. The right to sue can also be not transferable. Suppose if I beaten somebody else, so that fellow wants to file a case against the perpetrator, he cannot transfer that filing the case to somebody else. See, I did not have the money, you file it. Only in the PIL, that is the public interest litigation, or class representative suits are concerned, which is Rule 1 and Order 8, if I not be mistaken, the Civil Procedure Code 1908, which says about if a person who himself not suffered over there, on behalf of the suffering people, a person can apply for the PIL. That is in environmental law, who is the person who used to file the cases mostly in the Supreme Court? Anyone give the answer? Anyone can give me the answer?
గుర్తులేదు సార్.
MC Mehta versus Union of India. Environmental law, MC Mehta case leva andi. He filed so many cases and the environmental under the public interest litigation. So that is the case law where you can say that MC Mehta versus Union of India. So right to sue not transferable. No, you cannot transfer it. The reason is you have the only right, and right is you have to file it out. So that is the thing. Then we will see the what is the further it is given right to sue is concerned. Yes, right to sue, that is a E. A mere right to sue cannot be transferred. A right to sue cannot be transferred. The right refers to a right to damages arising both out of the contract as well as tort. Either in the contract is concerned or in the tort is concerned. If such a right would be there, that cannot be transferred. Suppose there is a contract between A and B. A has given 100 rupees to B. Okay. Then the B is supposed to give to A. But unless until A directs that, okay, you can give to the C, then B can give it. Suppose if there is a breach of a contract by the B, the default he did not return it. At that instance, C cannot file a suit against the B because C is not the party. A is only the party. So right to sue cannot be transferred to a stranger. But actionable crime can be. That is a different issue. We will see it later. So, did you get my point? What is right to sue? Yes, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Good. So, a right to sue cannot be transferred over there. So, that is what I want to say. Then let us see the next, what the slide says about it. So, come to the matter of this transfer of public office. We cannot transfer the public office. What is public office? Anyone?
MO office, police station, RDO office, collectorate,
Yes.
schools.
Suppose a Tahsildar did not come on that day. Can he send his son to be a Tahsildar?
No, sir.
The transfer of public office cannot be transferred over there. That means neither his salary, nor his stipend, nor his pension, nor his office, nor any other thing cannot be transferred. Suppose a laborer is there. Suppose housemaid is there in the house. She works. Suppose the mother is sick. Then she will send the daughter to do the work, household work. Because there he can substitute it because it's a manual labor like sweeping, wiping, cleaning utensils and etc. and washing clothes. So here the transfer of public office in the sense a public office he cannot transfer it either a person, either his salary or his office or his stipend or his pension and what it may be. Let us see in further what actually it says. Okay, then go to the next slide. You can say that yes. So that is about the public offices regarding the he cannot transfer. Let me see again the earlier one slide. Yes, if a public office cannot be transferred means that I say neither the Tahsildar nor the collector delegate his power to his son or daughter to see certain things. Number one. Number two, nor his money will be paid to it unless there is a court order would be there. In certain places, people those who are working in the Singareni Collieries Company Limited, and these people on the day of the salary, naturally after receiving the salary, they used to spend for the lot of for drinking purpose. At that instance, the wife and children will write to the manager, the general manager or court direction that in the salary day, better it will not be given to the wife. It will not be given to the employee. It should be given to the wife. If such understanding would be there, naturally the whole salary will go to the wife, and only the limited amount of the expenditure will be given to the husband. That will be the another arrangement, especially when the husband is a full alcoholic. So, transfer of public office, it cannot be transferred. That is very much clearly mentioned under the slide. So, if you see the next slide, what it says, that is slide 8 is stipends. Stipends, it cannot be transferred. Like military stipends, Navy stipends, Air Force stipends, civil and political pensioner stipends. Sir, what is stipends and what is scholarship? Anyone? Can anyone say that what is stipend and what is scholarship?
Difference monthly, sir.
Okay, I will give the difference between the two. What is the stipends and what is the scholarship? So, if stipend here, I could put it on the screen and shade it. I think you can read. Is it or not? Is it or not?
Sir?
Can you read what
Yes,
I
sir.
posted there on the screen?
Stipend. A stipend is a regular fixed sum of money paid for services or to defray expenses, such as for scholarship, internship, or apprenticeship. It is often distinct from an income or a salary because it does not necessarily represent payment for work performed. Instead, it represents a payment that enables somebody to be accept party or wholly from waged or salaries employment in order to undertake a role that is normally unpaid. That is a magistrate in the United Kingdom are voluntary or which cannot be measured in terms of a take, that is member of the
Clergy. Not take, there is a
clergy.
task. Then that is not a take, there is a task. TASK task. Here stipend means it is not a stipend, is not a salary, but less than the salary, but the services are expenses, different expenses, paying the expenses it will be paid, but sometimes it will be the form of the scholarship also, but generally the scholarship, it is a financial aid to the student. I repeat, a scholarship is a financial aid to a student, and a stipend is nothing but a scholarship to the student. A stipend usually lower what would be the expected permanent salary. It is not a salary, but for the apprenticeship people, they will give the stipend, and for the trainees, they will give the stipend. For the management, of course, management trainees, for the probationary periods, they will say they will give some stipend, and it is because stipend is complemented by other benefits. Of course, stipend is another thing, but again, they will also provide the food and accommodation also, and they will give us some sort of the monetary help for the services that is called the stipend. But where is a scholarship is concerned, a scholarship is an award of a financial aid for the student for further education. A scholarship are awarded based upon the various criteria which usually reflect the values and purpose of the donors or founder of the award. Scholarship money is yet not required to be repaid. But sometimes no stipend can be, but generally scholarship will not be there. But stipend also will not there because the services they render by the apprenticeship it will be paid in addition to the food and accommodation. So now you know a little difference between the stipend and scholarship. But generally the scholarship refers to the students' financial aid. But the stipend is it is also a financial aid or a compensation to the trainee when he is undergoing the training as an apprenticeship. In addition to the monetary benefit, he will be provided the food and accommodation also. So with this, I made you the distinction between the two. And here we need the stipends for the military stipends, Navy or Air Force or civil and political pensioners. The pensions cannot be transferred unless you take the permission of the court. Then only it can be done. So, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Good, very good. So now let us go to the next slide. Now G, I have shown it. H, non-transferable property clauses. G, we have seen it. Non-transferable, that is H is non-transferable property clauses. There are 3 in number. Non-transferable property clauses. Number 1, insofar as it is opposed to the nature of the interest affected thereby, water, sea, air, can use the property, own the property of these natural things. Yes?
Sir, natural property.
Air, water, ocean, space, can you own it?
No, sir.
When you cannot own it, you cannot transfer it. Can you transfer the air? Can you transfer the light? Can you transfer
No,
the
sir.
sea? Water, because it belongs to each and everybody. Everybody is the owner. Oxygen, air. So you are not the owner of it. So who is the owner of that oxygen or air? Is it the state?
No, sir. Total.
It is a God, if you believe in the God. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Insofar as it's opposed to the nature of the interest affected thereby, one cannot transfer the air, one cannot transfer the sea water, one cannot transfer the ventilation also. So because it's everybody's property, everybody could enjoy it. That is what I want to say. Next, we will see the next slide. Number 2, under it, for an unlawful object or consideration within the meaning of the Section 23 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, then it is clearly mentioned there, these things cannot be transferred. What is that? Number 2, it is forbidden by law. Suppose if anything will be forbidden by law, it cannot be transferred. Like narcotic and psychopathic substances, brown sugar, heroin, charas, ganja, they are all forbidden by law. Opium, that is called opium. So these are all forbidden by. Can you own it? Can you transfer it? Answer is no. Then who can own it? Licensed by the government, or the government can own such a thing. That is A. Number B, it is of such a nature that if permitted, it would defeat the provision of any law. Suppose if you give such a permission, it will defeat the purpose of the provision of any law. Suppose dowry, there is a dowry prohibition act is there. Suppose if you give the dowry, then such a dowry will be transferred or given to one person and taken by another person. So such a thing cannot be transferred over there because that is defeat the provision of any law. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Suppose there is a war between one country to another country. At that instance, India and say about Japan or some other country, at that time, could you have the relation with the opponent country? The second country, where they are waging war against India. Answer is no. Relation should not be there. If any contract also there, that will be completely forbidden, and no, nothing should be there. So here what I want to say is like, it is permitted you to defeat the provision of any law, even anything which will be defeated if it is permitted to do so. So that is the second point. It is a fraudulent. Suppose by fraud, if you did or you got or received something, then it is amount to be breach. It is a voidable contract. It is a voidable contract if you make a fraudulent activity. D, it involves the injury to the person or property of another. Suppose if you involves injury to a person or a property of another, if such a thing would be also be there, such a thing cannot be transferred. Then the E, it is immoral or proposed to public policy. So A and B joined together, looted the bank, and they say whatever the booty would be there, we will share 50-50. And A, B, they don't, after the looted the bank, they did not want, they want to say 60-40 or they say 70-30. So can they file a case in the court of law?
Sir?
Can they file a case in the court of law?
No, sir. No.
Why?
షేరింగ్ వాళ్ళు చేసి అంటే వాళ్ళలో వాళ్ళకి 50 అయినా 60 అయినా తప్పే అది వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్య కాబట్టి మనం చేయలేము
కేసు మనం చేయలేం కాదు. వాళ్ళు చేసింది ఏంటిది? బ్యాంక్ ని లూటెడ్ రాబరీ చేశారు, బ్యాంక్ ని దోచుకున్నారు. బ్యాంక్ ని దోచుకున్న తర్వాత కాంట్రాక్ట్ ఉంటే ఆ కాంట్రాక్ట్ ని కోర్టు అసలు ఇల్లీగల్ థింగ్.
ఓకే సార్, అర్థమైంది.
అండ్ immoral thing and opposed to public policy. Immoral thing, illegal thing, public policy విరుద్ధమే అది. సార్ వాడు కట్నం ఇస్తాను అన్నాడు, వాడు ఇయ్యలేదు సార్ ఇప్పుడు, కాబట్టి కెన్ వి ఫైల్ ఏ కేస్ ఇన్ ద కోర్ట్ ఆఫ్ లా?
నో సార్.
అసలు కట్నం తీసుకోవడం కట్నం ఇవ్వడమే అది అఫెన్స్ అది. సో ఇట్ ఇస్ ఇల్లీగల్ అండ్ అగైన్ టు ద పబ్లిక్ పాలసీ ద immoral ఆల్సో. At that instance it cannot be transferred. So that is the section, that is the next clause. Number 2 says under it. Let us see what is 3 says, because there are 3 components are there under it. So the third component is a person legally disqualified to be transferee. ఆ మనుషులు తీసుకోవద్దు. ఎవరు వాళ్ళు? సెక్షన్ 136 లో ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాపర్టీ యాక్ట్ లో క్లియర్ గా రాసిన్నది. ఇన్ కెపాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ఏ ఆఫీసర్ కనెక్టెడ్ విత్ ద కోర్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ జస్టిస్. జస్టిస్ గాని, జడ్జి గాని, అడ్వకేట్ కానీ ఆ బెంచ్ క్లర్క్ కానీ ఎవరైనా కానీ ఆ ప్రాపర్టీని కొనద్దు. ఏ ప్రాపర్టీ అయితే ఇట్ విల్ బి సోల్డ్ ఆన్ యాక్షన్ బై ద కోర్ట్. I repeat, it will be sold by action of the court. Neither the judge nor the advocate nor any employee could buy such a property. అయితే మున్షి కొనొచ్చా సార్ ఆ ప్రాపర్టీని? ఆన్సర్
సార్
ప్లీజ్.
తెలుగులో చెప్తారా సార్ కొంచెం?
అక్కడ ఏమంటుందంటే మున్షి ఈజ్ ఏ డిఫరెంట్ పర్సన్. కాకపోతే ఇఫ్ హీ అటాచ్ టు ద సేమ్ ఆఫీస్ where the judge has proclaimed, even Munshi also cannot buy that property, which is sold by the action of the court. So these person, they cannot be incapacity for the transferee. Enduku cheppandi? Enduku cheppandi?
అంటే అక్కడ వాళ్ళు న్యాయం తీర్పిచ్చేది వాళ్ళే కాబట్టి.
తీర్పిచ్చేది వాళ్ళే కాబట్టి, వాళ్ళే యాక్షన్ చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి దానిలో దర్ ఇస్ ద ఫిషినెస్ వుడ్ బి దేర్. సో దే ఆర్ నాట్ సపోజ్ టు. వై అదర్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ నాట్ స్పీకింగ్? యు ఆర్ ఓన్లీ ద వన్ స్పీకర్ హూ ఇస్ స్పీకింగ్. వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ టు ద వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గీత అన్మ్యూట్ అండ్ స్పీక్. సార్ నాకు అన్మ్యూట్ సార్ తెలియదు. ఏదైనా అమ్మ కడుపు నుండి ఎవరిని నేర్చుకొని రారు. దే విల్ లెర్న్ ఇట్ లేటర్ ఓన్లీ. ప్లీజ్ ట్రై ఇట్ నౌ. వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గీత, యు అన్మ్యూట్ అండ్ స్పీక్ నౌ. సార్ నేను లేను సార్, నేను అన్నం తింటున్నా సార్, ఆన్ చేసిపోయినా సార్. ఇస్ ఇట్ ద ఆన్సర్? ఎనీవే వెంకటేశ్వర్లు గీత ఈజ్ నాట్ మేకింగ్ ఇట్ అవుట్. సయ్యద్ రసూల్, అన్మ్యూట్ అండ్ స్పీక్. Even Sayyid Rasul also, I don't know what will happen. So only one person is listening my lecture. It gives the sense to me. Of course, even though I could see here the list of the students. But anyway, that no, it's not matter. But try to take part in it. That's what I want from you. Try to take the part in it. That's what I want to. Otherwise, it will become a one-way traffic. Yes. Clearly it is mentioned under 136, incapacity of the officer connected with the courts of justice. No judge, legal practitioner, or officer connected with any court of justice shall buy or traffic in or stipulate for or agree to receive any share or interest, any actionable claim, and no court of justice shall enforce his instances or at the instances of any person claiming by or through him any actionable claim so dealt with him as aforesaid. Anything, they cannot be a transferee. Judge and legal practitioner and those who are connected with the legal system, they could not be the transferee in purchasing any actionable claim or anything will be sold by the auction. So that is what I want to share with you. So you could see what I posted. Then we will go to that next slide to see what is the next slide says about it. Let me check whether it is the same slide. Yeah, this we did. Third one we did it. Then comes to the next slide is 20. Let us see the 20 that we did not do it. Yeah, this is yes. This also because fraudulent acts we did it. Then it is 21 also. Yes, the last one, yes, we did 136. Yes, just now only we completed it. The legal practitioner are not supposed to take such a property which is auctioned by the court because they are not incapable of a transferee. So that is the thing which is made over there. Then comes to the point of the 22 slide is, yes, it's a right that is the occupancy rights. That is amendment they made occupancy rights. Like cannot transfer their interest in the property. Which one? Occupancy of right in 1885, the amendment is made tenant, farmer, lessee. Now let us see what is the tenant. Suppose if a tenant is given a rent for his house, can he sublet it? Anyone?
Subletting అంటే ఇతరులతో.
Sublet అంటే ఆయననే కిరాయి తీసుకున్నాడు. ఆ కిరాయిలున్న మళ్ళీ ఇంకొకరి కిరాయి ఇవ్వచ్చా ఆయనే?
No, sir. No, sir.
దాన్ని సబ్లెట్ అంటారు. సో హీ కెనాట్ సపోజ్ టు డూ unless until landlord agrees. Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if you are taken the rent ఒక house, say about it consisting of 5 rooms and common hall and attached bathrooms and 1 kitchen, and 5 students are staying over there. But one of the student course is completed and he passed in first division and he left the place and he got the job in a multinational company. So at that instance, you can request the tenant, landlord, sir, one student already gone. So now we are, it is a burden on us. So we'll take a new student and we'll keep it. Then total 5 it will become. And you bring to the notice of the landlord and take another one and pay the fee. If not, if one after another going over there, only one student is left, he has to or she has to bear the whole thing. So it is impossible to him or her. So they can sublet. It is not a sublet. Instead of one place, replacing another person with that place, which is vacant. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
ఇది సబ్లెట్ కాదు. దాన్ని 5 ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఒకరు పోయిండ్రు కాబట్టి ఒకరిని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేసాం అంతే. సరే ముగ్గురే ఉన్నారు అనుకోండి,
Permission తోటి.
ముగ్గురే ఉన్నారు అనుకోండి, ఇట్ ఇస్ ఎ బర్డన్ ఆన్ దేమ్. ఎందుకంటే the 3 members cannot afford to pay that much rent. Are you following? So that is the tenant. They cannot transfer their interest in the property and not only sublet it. అమ్ముకోవచ్చా అండి కిరాయివాడు ఇది నా ఇల్లు అని?
No, sir.
He cannot do so because a person who wants to transfer, he should be owner of the property. ఇప్పుడు ఫార్మర్ ఉన్నాడు ఇక్కడ. ఈ ఫార్మర్ ఉన్నదనుకోండి, సపోజ్ ఏదన్నా మోటర్గేజ్ చేసిండు అనుకోండి ఆ ఫార్మర్ ల్యాండ్ ని. సో ద మోటర్గేజ్ ప్రాపర్టీ హీ కెనాట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఇట్ బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ హ్యావింగ్ ద చార్జ్ ఓవర్ ఇట్. ఎప్పుడైనా వెన్ యూ వాంట్ టు సెల్ ద ప్రాపర్టీ టు సంబడి ఎల్స్, యూ షుడ్ బి ఫ్రీ ఫ్రమ్ చార్జెస్. సపోజ్ కొత్త ఇల్లు కొంటారు మీరు, నాట్ కొత్త ఇల్లు, పాత ఇల్లే కొంటారు మీరు. దానికి మున్సిపాలిటీ డ్యూ ఉన్నది, వాటర్ బిల్ డ్యూ ఈజ్ దేర్, ఎలక్ట్రిసిటీ బిల్ డ్యూ ఈజ్ దేర్, అండ్ మోర్ ఓవర్ యువర్ టెనెంట్స్ ఏం చేసారు, లంసమ్ ఓనర్కి ఇచ్చారు ఏది లోన్. ఇన్స్టెడ్ ఆఫ్ గివింగ్ ద రెంట్ దే వుడ్ లైక్ టు స్టే ఇన్ ద హౌస్. కాబట్టి ఇంకా అది కంప్లీట్ కాలే. ఇఫ్ ఎనీ చార్జెస్ వుడ్ బి సచ్ ఇన్ హౌస్, దే కెనాట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఇట్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద అనదర్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్. లెట్ us see the another aspect, లెస్సీ. ఇప్పుడు మీకు లెస్సీ అంటే కూడా అదే సేమ్ టెనెంట్ తిరిగిన లెస్సీ. ఇప్పుడు లెస్సీ అంటే ఎవరైనా లీజ్ తీసుకున్నారు లెస్సీ అంటారు, ఇచ్చేవాళ్ళను లెస్సర్ అంటారు. మరి లెస్సీ ఇంకొక లెస్సీకి ఇవ్వచ్చా అండి? అన్లెస్ అంటే the first one lessor will agree to that point. They cannot do it. So certain things they cannot transfer it. Let us see in the next slide in detail what it says for the next slide. So comments ఏ విధంగా ఒక one of the case law is there, Balakrishnan versus V Kamalamma 2004 SCC Supreme Court cases 581 page. But so a lady is there, okay, then what this lady does, I will give this property to you, okay, but it will come to your, it will be transferred to your own name after my death. Can it will be a valid transfer?
చేయొచ్చు అనుకుంటా సార్.
Yes. See, the lady wants to give to the మనవాడికే ఇచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అరే ఈ ఇల్లు నీకే, యు ఆర్ ద ఓనర్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ యూ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ఎ విల్, నీకు ఇచ్చేస్తున్నాను నేను చచ్చిపోయిన తర్వాత ఈ ప్రాపర్టీ నీ కొరికే. అరే గిఫ్ట్ ఇచ్చింది అనుకున్నాను, అరే నేను బతికినంతా నేను ఇక్కడ ఉంటా, కిరాయి కూడా తీసుకుంటా, ఏది ఇల్లు కిరాయ. నేను చచ్చిపోయిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ మై డెత్ దట్ ఎంటైర్ ప్రాపర్టీ బిలాంగ్స్ టు యూ. Yes, you can transfer. No doubt at all. There is no such a hitch. There is no charges on it. If any charges on the house is there, before he is taking, because he is taking the advantage of it, the whole house, so he will clear what are the charges should be there. If electricity bill, water bill, municipal bill, if anything would be there, he will see that that will be paid. Then only the house can be transferred on his name. So it is a valid one. So no doubt at all in that regard. So what I want to say is, even we have seen the section 23, we have seen the section 136, and we have seen the stipend. So in nutshell, I want to say how many things are there where a person cannot be transferred. So answer is here it is given. So it is given there under section 6 of the Transfer of Property Act, which you could see it there clearly mentioned section 6 clause A, B, C, D, small d, D, E, F, G, H, I. Total, when you count it, there are 10 exceptions should be there. In these 10 exceptions, you cannot transfer such a property. But other than this property, you can transfer any property. What the section 6 clearly says. When I can make it a big so that you could see it. What the section 6 says? Who may be transferred? What may be transferred? Or who will transfer? Generally, a person will be transferred who is the owner of the property. Yes. What may be transferred? Section 6 of Transfer of Property Act 1882 clearly says property of any kind. Here kind means, yes, anyone? Here kind means
ఎలాంటి ఆస్తులైనా
ఎలాంటి ఆస్తులు అంటే ఏమేమి వస్తాయి దాంట్లో?
అంటే కరెన్సీ, ఫర్నిచరు అలాంటివి.
మూవబుల్, ఇమ్మూవబుల్ అనాల. ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇమ్మూవబుల్ ప్రాపర్టీ, యాన్సెస్ట్రల్ ప్రాపర్టీ, సెల్ఫ్ ఎక్వర్డ్ ప్రాపర్టీ. సరే, జనరల్లీ సెల్ఫ్ ఎక్వర్డ్ ప్రాపర్టీ అని చెప్పలేదు ఇక్కడ. ఏంది మూవబుల్, ఇమ్మూవబుల్ and this is tangible or intangible or corporeal or incorporeal. So all this property can be transferred except as otherwise provided by this act. Ekkadaithe ee act lo provide chesindo by any other law or any other law would be there. Suppose Muslim Hindu law allow unnadi, co-personary property ni transfer cheyocha andi?
No sir.
Enduku cheyalem?
అది తనే ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసుకోవాలి.
జాయింట్ ప్రాపర్టీ అవుతుంది అది. అందరి ప్రాపర్టీ అవుతుంది ఇది, కోపర్సనల్ ప్రాపర్టీ అన్నప్పుడు. అది ఎప్పుడు అవుతుంది? వెన్ దే ఆర్ మ్యూటేషన్ చేసి అండ్ డివైడెడ్ దెమ్సెల్వ్, డిమార్కెటెడ్ ఇట్, రిజిస్టర్డ్ ఆన్ దర్ నేమ్. ఎస్, ఎట్ ద టైమ్ దట్ హీ విల్ బికమ్ ద ఓనర్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, దెన్ హీ కెన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్. So that is the way that we have to do it. Any other law for the time being in force అనేది అదే అర్థం అన్నట్టు. సో నెంబర్ ఏ మనం ఆల్రెడీ చదివినాం, సెల్ఫ్ అపరెంట్ స్పెస్ ఎక్సెషన్ అన్నాము, రైట్ టు రీఎంట్రీ అన్నాము. నెంబర్ 2. నెంబర్ 3 సి ఈజ్మెంట్ అన్నాము. నెంబర్ 4 డి ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రాపర్టీ రెస్ట్రిక్టెడ్ అన్నాము. ఏది పురోహిత్ కానీ మన మహత్ కానీ ముతవల్లి కానీ హీ కెనాట్ మేక్ ఇట్ అవుట్ బికాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ టు హిమ్ ఓన్లీ. ద డి అది మెయింటెనెన్స్ కూడా చెప్పాము, ఫ్యూచర్ మెయింటెనెన్స్. Then E, the mere right to sue. E, if a public office cannot be transferred, nor can the salary of the public officer, whether before or after it has been payable, it cannot be transferred also there. That also we discussed. A public officer's, the salary of the public officer cannot be transferred unless until it is directed by the court or a decree will be passed over there. Then only it can be transferred. Otherwise, it cannot be transferred. Then G, stipends. I made the distinction between the stipend and the scholarship also. The stipends allowed to a military or naval or air force and civil pensioners of this government and of the government and the political pensions cannot be transferred. Then the H that clearly says over there, no transfer can be made. Number 1, insofar as opposed to nature, like air, water, and ventilations, and sea and space, it cannot be transferred because you are not the owner of the property and everybody is the owner of the property, one can enjoy it. Number 2, unlawful object consider, which is clearly section given the 23 of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Under those circumstances, if anything you received it by those means, it cannot be transferred. That what we have seen it. Number 3 in the H is to a person legally disqualified to be transferred. Who will be disqualified for a transferee? That we have seen, that is section 136 clearly mentioned the ఎవరండి సెక్షన్ 136 లో దే ఆర్ డిస్క్వాలిఫైడ్ టు బి ట్రాన్స్ఫరీ చెప్పండి. ఎస్ చెప్పాలా? దే ఆర్ డిస్క్వాలిఫైడ్ టు బి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ఎవరు? ఎస్
కాని వాళ్ళు అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇందాక చెప్పారు
ఎవరు ఎవరు వాళ్ళు?
మనవడికి ఇచ్చేది
కాదండి. 136 లో ఏం చెప్పాను నేను? లా ఆఫీసర్, జడ్జ్, పర్సన్ who belongs to the court or court employee, they cannot be a transferee. They are disqualified to be transferee because any actionable claim or any other thing is concerned, they are not supposed to take it because there would be some biasness.
Okay, sir.
So that was those the people, they are legally disqualified to be transferee under section 136 of the Transfer of Property Act we discussed. Then the last but not the least, that is nothing in this section shall be deemed to authorize a tenant having an untransferable right of the occupancy. You are not supposed to subtenant it, sublet it, and give to it, and what I say, transfer such a property which is taken and enjoying as the tenant. The farmer of an estate, even a farmer of a respect of which default. Suppose the defaulter would be there. By default, he could not transfer his property, neither paying the revenue, nor paying its tax, nor paying the mortgage money. He could not be such to transfer it. Default has been made in paying the revenue or the lessee. Even a revenue payment is there. If the lessee also there of an estate, because a lessee cannot give the property or the house or any other thing to another lessee. Under the management of a court of words, to assign the interest to such a tenant or farmer or lessee. So under these circumstances, a person could not transfer it. So these are the things which are clearly mentioned under section 6, subclass A to subclass I, which runs into the total 10 exceptions. In the 10 exceptions, the property cannot be transferred. In other things except these 10, then all property, means any kind of the property, can be transferred. So that is the actually it is said in my today's class. Yes, if anything would be you would like to ask me, you can ask me, so that I would like to close it my today's session, because the time is now roughly 10:15 a.m. That is the time as per my laptop digital watch is concerned. With this, I would like to close down. If anything that you would like to ask me, you can ask me. Yes. And see that you informed the other people also that classes are commenced, and especially my classes, which are online classes only. So this is voluntarily I am doing it because I love teaching, I love research, and this is the one of the type of the Vidya Danam from my side to the students, those who are willing to listen. Please inform to the other people also, and see that the number of the people will be get benefited. Even I do have such a principle in me that even one student also be present in my class, I will say the same way as 100 students are present in my class. The belief is that if one student also get benefit out of my lecture, benefited from my lecture, then I will feel that my mission is fulfilled. With this, I would like to say goodbye and have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Please inform.
Sir, మండే నుంచి క్లాసెస్ స్టార్ట్ అవుతున్నాయి కదా సార్, అన్ని కూడా అన్ని సబ్జెక్టులు.
అవి అది మీ ప్రిన్సిపాల్ గారికి అడగండి మేడం, ఎవరైతే ఇన్ఛార్జ్
గ్రూప్ లో పెట్టారు సార్. అయితే ఇప్పుడు మండే నుంచి అందరూ జాయిన్ అవుతారు కాబట్టి మళ్ళీ ఇవి మళ్ళీ రిపీట్ చేస్తారా, కంటిన్యూ సార్?
ఇది ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏ ఎంప్లాయీ ఆఫ్ ది మానేర్ కాలేజ్ ఆఫ్ లా, and see this thing is recorded. You can call me, I will give the answer to you, because everything I am speaking is recorded.
Okay sir, thank you sir.
Yeah, you can speak me when by calling.